Hi everybody, my name's Dave. I'm from Practical English, and today I'd like to discuss with you a few little tips on what you should say and what you definitely shouldn't say in your interviews with your agencies, okay? So let's imagine you're being asked a question in your interview. You don't quite understand some of the words that were said, or you didn't quite hear it properly, okay? One of the things we don't want you to do is to say what or what. Really bad idea in English. It just doesn't look good and it can come across as being very rude. Even though we know you don't mean to be, that's how it looks. If you want the question repeated, if you would like the lady to ask the question again, all you got to do is say, could you please repeat the question? Or could you please ask me the question again? It looks much better, it's much more educated, much more polite, okay? So no more what? It's a bad idea, don't go there, okay? I'd also like to talk about nerves because a lot of people feel nervous in situations like interviews, okay? And nerves can get the better of us all sometimes. So what can we do about nerves? Well, we can prepare, okay? During the course that you do with Practical English, before your interview, think of as many WH questions as you can and think of your responses as well, because the majority of the questions you're going to face in the interview will be WH questions. Why do you want to be an au pair? When did you first start studying English? How much experience have you had working with children? All these questions and many more could crop up in your interview, okay? So preparation is very important. When you're in your interview, if you do get a particularly difficult question, okay, and you want a little time to think, you can say to the interviewer, that's a very good question. Please can you give me a moment, okay? And that gives you maybe a few seconds to think of something good that you want to say, maybe 5 or 6 seconds, but no more, okay? Silence in an interview is not a good idea. And also sitting there thinking about your answer doesn't look good, no? So, say to the lady, that's a very good question, please can you give me a moment? And then take a few seconds to think of an answer. If you cannot think of an answer, then just be honest. And you can say to the lady, I'm sorry, I cannot think of an answer to your question right now. Please can you ask me another question? And this shows a few things, a few good things, okay? Number one, it shows you're being honest. And don't forget, this job is all about looking after children and living with another family in their house. So honesty is a good thing to show. Number two, it shows that you understand the situation and you understand the question, even though you can't think of the answer. And number three, it also shows that you're not scared to carry on with the interview and that you're in control of the situation. So don't sit there in silence and don't sit there thinking about your answer. Just doesn't look good, okay? So if you don't hear something properly and you want it repeated, no more what, okay? Just say, can you please repeat the question? If you get a difficult question and you need a little time to think, say to the lady, that's a very good question, please can you give me a moment? If you cannot think of anything good to say, be honest and say some of the things that I've already said here today, okay? Before you run away, I'd just like to mention the Practical English app, okay? Throughout your course, it is there to help you. There are many good videos that can give you a lot of good vocabulary and many good grammar exercises for you to do as well. Also, check out the online magazine, and you can find that at www.aupairlarevista.com, okay? That's www.aupairlarevista.com. There's many good articles written by people far more intelligent than me. There's a lot of good interviews, a lot of good advice, and it's well worth a look. Okay, I hope this video was a little bit helpful to you. I hope you found it interesting. All the very best. We hope to see you soon in the future. Okay.